Welcome to our new pasture. So, I want to talk today about the cost of excavation. So, this is Canada on the East Coast in 2025. Every time I look for prices on things, buildings, labor, whatever, I always get these vague numbers. So, I'm going to tell you exactly what it costs to have the area behind us done so that people who are looking to have it done can get some concrete numbers. Now, there's no saying that any company you get will honor quotes that we got, but it's a number that was given to us, that was paid, so it is at least accurate for now. So the field behind me was heavily forested, I should say mediumly forested, and it was required that we did the chainsawing of the trees. So this whole area was woods. It was chainsawed by myself, and the trees were left on the ground. So that's what we were dealt with. This spot is somewhere between a quarter and half an acre. It is not a huge area. We're doing it for a riding arena. So that's the purpose of it. So, if you need acres and acres done, it's going to be quite expensive. So what we had really large tree stumps. So we had the tree stumps dug up. We had the holes that remained filled in. And then we had all that debris moved to the end of our property. So that was 16 hours of work to do roughly quarter acre, maybe a third acre, we'll say, for being in between. And the cost was $4,200. So at $4,200 per third of an acre, it would cost us about the cost of the land over again to do all 10 acres. So that is the price currently going. And it is one of the somewhat hidden expenses of homesteading, because you're going to pay for it one way or another. If you're buying clear farmland, already cleared, you are definitely going to pay a bit of a premium for the price of your land. Or you can buy forested land, like we did, clear it at your own pace, and pay chunk by chunk. So it's as broad as it is long. Choose your poison. You're paying for it ahead of time or at the end. And I would say that if you have the money, buying farmland is, of course, the way to go. The theory is you might save money doing it the way we're doing, but it seems like because we are doing things in short chunks, we're probably paying a premium with every little chunk we do. I'm sure if we brought somebody in to do all 10 acres, it would probably be a little more affordable. It's not how we do things. We like to do it painfully.
Because painfully is one way. We do the hard way for everything, it seems. But there is logic, and the logic is debt-free.
Yeah.
So we are doing this in cash.
Exactly. So we're doing it as we get money. We're doing project by project. That's how we're doing it. So we don't have any loans. It's kind of take a project as you go. And this was the project. And like I said, $4,200 for a third of an acre. That's not feasible. Nobody's going to do that to make a farm, to make a large farm. But that's kind of an added cost of homesteading. If you do things in small chunks, you're paying that much more. But you do get what you want. So we can develop this land exactly how we want. We are doing silvopasture, which of course is a combination of trees, animals, and pastures. We get to choose which trees stay. We always pick our most beautiful trees to stay. We clear out the evergreens. We leave the more pretty trees. We have that option. And it's a lot easier to leave established trees here than it would be to buy completely clear-cut land and then try to grow trees. So all the animals are seeing this clear pasture for the first time, just like we are. So it is, they're all excited and interested. But anyway, that's the cost. That is a lesson from the homestead. It's an added expense that you don't always think about as you go. Granted, you can pick at this as you're ready, but it's something you need to be prepared for. Because even like our intention was to come here, do it all ourselves, to hand cut all these trees with chainsaws, but it left the stump. And we realized there is no good, timely solution to remove stumps.
And we tried.
We tried.
We tried the burning, we tried the salt,
Yep.
we did
You can burn them. There's always
Yeah.
something left, and the burning doesn't work very well. And then there's burning bans. Controlled burning needs to be done. There's chemicals and poisons. Not only do we want to avoid chemicals altogether, they're slow. They're not quick either. The only way is to get a grinder, and those are more expensive than having excavation.
Yes.
So we might as well excavate than to ever do that. So if you guys know of a different way, how you guys do it, how did you guys clear your pastures? Those of you who've had you know, land that wasn't cleared and then cleared it yourself, how did you do it? How did you make it cost effective? We're always looking for ideas. This is the way we're doing it. The whole point of our homestead is to show you step by step everything we're doing. So, I mean, the very first thing is to turn the forest actually into a pasture or a field. Here we are. So we are getting things done.
Let's take a walk and then tell people about what they're seeing, because they're probably looking at this and being like, what is different?
Yeah.
So
So
here you should probably put in the before, maybe a snapshot so they can actually see.
Yeah.
Where are we right now?
We are in the emu field, which is currently full of stumps. We tried to clear it with a chainsaw. I mean, we did, and we cleared it to this degree. But this is as far as we could go with these type of stumps. As you can see, these are not your typical stumps. Not that we can really deal with any type of stump, but that is the type of stump.
So you should go stand by it. It's hard to get a grasp of the monstrosity that we have here.
Yeah, so this is the stump. So this litters the field as the trees kind of grew in bunches, as you can see. So our plan is ultimately to have this whole area excavated, and we are going to be using it as our riding field.
But why do we have this stuff still in it? Why not it look like just pure dirt?
Yeah, so we did actually have a small parcel of land completely cleared and the dirt scraped. And what ended up happening is that the topsoil, when you scrape it, you lose the topsoil. And this time we want to maintain it, because when you lose the topsoil, you can't even get grass to grow. There's grass over there that's 2 years old, that's millimeters thick, 3 years old, that's millimeters thick. And then we have our orchard where we planted grass and took care of it in topsoil. That was another area that was excavated. It was excavated just like this was, where the topsoil was left. And the grass is growing inches. It's beautiful. There's videos of that you can see, that luscious grass. And that is the result of the topsoil remaining. So a side effect of the topsoil remaining is you're still got all this this terrible crabgrass or whatever type of grass it is. But that's fine. That's something we can remove. We don't need the bulldozer to do that. We will deal with it. Yeah, it would look nice if this whole thing, you know, looked like freshly planted, but that's not realistic, right? The point of this was to do the parts that we couldn't do, which was the stumps. Like I said, this was all chainsawed by me, and it's all over there in that pile.
Let's go check out that pile, because
let's go check out the size of that pile.
And it's not even all of the pile.
No, it's not.
Because most of it's already over.
Yeah, so we're getting it all put on the other side of the fence, because of course you can't leave a pile like this when you have goats. They will use that as a beautiful ladder. Not only that, they're intrigued by this. So
yes,
it's not even a matter of when. It's as soon as they possibly can do it, they're going to do it.
And so we do have some over through that fence right there. It's not a big pile, but it's just a little one. And then he was like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
So
what he did was and that was time consuming too, because this was a lot of our time done, was just scooping all this up and moving it.
Yeah.
And we left a couple bunches of trees. Of course, this is our silvo pasture. This is for our shade and all that for the animals.
And beauty.
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
So this is the pile that we're left with. So those trees were fun labor to cut. Oh, were they fun? And yeah, so that's, you know, this is still being dealt with. This isn't left here. That's still part of the work that we have coming up. But yeah, we're really happy with this pasture. It turned out exactly
And
as
let's
we
look at the
expected.
other stuff, because we still have more, right? This is the other half of it. And it really is important when you have someone who takes pride in their work, but also wants you to take pride in their work. Because he could have just put this in one ginormous pile.
Yeah.
But he actually lengthened it out so it isn't absolutely horrific.
Exactly. And you know, that'll help it decompose faster. The more exposure, the better. It creates a nice little wall, which is always good on the outside of your fences.
It's so huge.
It is.
There's like a little den in there already. It's cool.
So that is what it is. And like I said, that is why the ground looks like it does. It's not all smooth and kind of ready to go, but we needed the topsoil. And that's a very important aspect and something to consider when you ever get your first excavation done. You're like, oh, you want it all completely smooth and flat?
That's what you get.
Absolutely smooth and flat. Nobody's arguing. And you know what? That has its place, of course, for certain things. But we want all our property to have grass, to be pasture until we have another use. If we're going to build buildings or something, that's fine. But in the meantime, put the land to use.
Yeah,
And it took us topsoil.
It took us 3 years for our field that we did in one of the previous videos where the grass is over Dean's head.
Yes.
Because that was actually scraped down to the bare minimum. And it took us 3 years of dumping waste hay and everything to decompose to try to be able to get grass.
Yep.
So that was the side effect. Mind you, we got a lot more done in the time period for cheaper, but was it cheaper with the addition of 3 years to have a field where we'll have one in a month?
And that's another part of what added to the cost here. To avoid picking up the topsoil, he had to be very careful. He had to scoop out things, and he actually shook the soil out.
Yeah.
That's, of course, labor intensive. So you can get things done cheaper and faster, but your end result is going to be a little bit more barren. So,
and you're not going to be happy with it.
Exactly.
I think in every possible video I've ever done back here or been in, I've mentioned how much I hate this.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely hate it.
Yeah.
And,
it's too barren. It's not what we want. You need to keep the life. You need to keep the topsoil. Topsoil is life. It's what all the farmers are currently suffering with now, being the way farming is being done. Commercial farming, topsoil is the issue. So don't just scrape it up and toss it out. I mean, you know, it's what
gold.
hosts the life. Yes,
it's
exactly.
gold. And our contractor's super awesome because the damage, I'm going to call it damage because I'm still not happy with it. What happened here, we actually have 2 more piles down lower, and they're growing the most luscious grass because it's all topsoil. And next year, because, you know, it's an ongoing project, that we're actually going to have them dump truck up that topsoil and put it down on our plateau to fix that. So, you know, we didn't win. We didn't win. But this time around, I think we did win.
So you learn lessons as you go along. It absolutely seemed like the proper choice was to have landscaped, scraped bare. You know, as somebody with no experience, that's exactly what we thought we wanted. Now we know that's not what we want to ask for. We want things dug, we want things graded, but we want the topsoil remaining. And if that's the cost, then that's the cost. We will just think about our future projects and how we're going to do it. We probably won't have this done to all 10 acres. We'll probably pick and choose our areas and have it all beautiful in its own way. But anyway, the whole point of the video was to tell you guys exactly what excavation costs, because like I said, when I look for videos on price, on numbers, they're not there.
Oh, they're not there.
$4,200 for 1/3 of an acre to have it so that it would immediately grow life again. And that's about the only way I can put it. Like I said, there's a million other ways you can have your excavation done. You can have it done cheaper and faster, but the end result probably won't be able to harvest life as well. If that's your intention, if you plan to put a parking lot, you know,
because that's what that is right now.
Or you plan to put a building down, that would be way more ideal. Absolutely, it'd be cheaper, but not if you want to grow things. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.